It was a typical Tuesday afternoon at Hartsfield-Jackson ATL when I found myself face to face with someone who would make my day unforgettable for all the wrong reasons. I had just landed after a grueling 14-hour shift as a flight attendant and was exhausted. I made my way to gate D17 to catch my connecting flight to Charlotte, North Carolina. My legs ached, my back throbbed, and I couldn't wait to sit down. Fortunately, there were still plenty of seats available near the gate, so I chose one close to the charging station to plug in my phone. That's when Karen arrived. Karen, a middle-aged woman wearing oversized designer sunglasses perched atop her head and carrying a designer handbag that screamed, "I'm better than everyone," strode into the seating area like she owned the place. Without hesitation, she marched straight toward me, pointed at the seat next to me, and said loudly,
"Excuse me, this is my seat."
I blinked, confused. These aren't assigned seats," I replied politely. Karen scoffed.
"Well, I always sit here. Move."
Too tired to argue, I sighed and started gathering my things. But before I could even fully stand up, Karen didn't wait for me to move completely before plopping herself into the seat and accidentally knocking over my coffee cup in the process.
"Oh my God!"
Karen exclaimed, not because she felt bad, but because a few drops of coffee had splashed onto her expensive white jeans.
"You need to be more careful."
Karen snapped, glaring at me as if the spill were somehow my fault. At this point, several passengers nearby turned their heads, watching the scene unfold. Some rolled their eyes, others whispered amongst themselves. "I didn't spill it, you did," I said calmly, trying to keep my composure despite my exhaustion. Karen wasn't having it.
"Do you know who I am?"
she demanded, standing up dramatically. "No," I replied dryly, "and honestly, I don't care." This only fueled Karen's rage. She began ranting about how disrespectful younger people are these days, how no one respects personal space anymore, and how I clearly needed to learn some manners. Passengers around us exchanged amused glances, while one man openly chuckled. But Karen wasn't done yet. In a shocking turn of events, she grabbed my carry-on bag which was sitting beside my chair and attempted to toss it aside, claiming it was taking up her space. Unfortunately for Karen, my bag was heavier than expected, and when she tried to lift it, she stumbled backward, nearly tripping over another passenger's rolling suitcase. "Are you serious right now?" I asked, incredulous. By now, the entire gate area was watching. A TSA agent stationed nearby approached cautiously, sensing the escalating tension.
"What's going on here?"
Before I could respond, Karen launched into a tirade about how I had disrespected her, ruined her outfit, and refused to follow basic courtesy rules. Meanwhile, I simply held up my boarding pass and explained what had happened. The TSA agent raised an eyebrow.
"Ma'am, these seats aren't reserved. You can't claim them."
Karen gasped audibly.
"Are you kidding me? What kind of airport lets people just sit wherever they want?"
The TSA agent shrugged.
"Pretty much every airport in the world."
Humiliated and furious, Karen stormed off to another part of the terminal, muttering under her breath about how terrible customer service is these days. As she left, I collapsed back into my original seat, shaking my head in disbelief. Several passengers clapped lightly, and one older gentleman leaned over to say,
"Don't let her ruin your day. People like that are everywhere."
I smiled weakly. "Thanks, I'll try not to." Later that evening, I posted about the incident on social media, tagging Hartsfield-Jackson ATL's official page. To my surprise, the post went viral, with thousands of comments from people sharing their own Karen stories. One commenter even joked, "Sounds like Karen needs to take a class on airport etiquette." While Karen may have disappeared into the crowd, my story served as a reminder that entitlement doesn't win, and sometimes, karma strikes in the form of public humiliation. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from my channel.